Good morning. This is Wendy Henley with the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce, CEO and President, and I'm so glad to be here today to continue our conversations with anything and everything going on with our legislation and government and school systems, and we are gearing up for election season in November. And so today we have Dr. John Hicks Jr. representing the District 3 for the Bedford County Public Schools on their school board. And he is here. Welcome, John.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you for coming in. This is so just inspiring. You have been such an inspiring leader for Bedford and really embraced our community and made a difference. And so we wanted to interview you, and I was so glad you said yes. And we want to learn about you and about District 3, what's coming up, the hardships of what's going on within our school systems, the challenges, all of the above, and how we can best help as a community, and really helping our school system to be better. And so with that, education is power, right?
Right.
And we want to learn a little bit about you. And you were born and raised in our area. So a native?
I was, yes.
Okay, great. 4 generations of your family have attended New London Academy, which is very special for me because I went to New London Academy. So I love that school, and there's so much to offer there. And we have a great Bedford County school system in general, but that has my heart, New London. And so you, of course, graduated from University of Georgia and then went on to get your master's at Lynchburg College, which was then Lynchburg College. Now UL, and then of course got your doctorate at UVA, and just really came back and have made a difference in District 3. Let's talk about a little bit about you. What's some fun facts about you, what you like to do here?
Well, I like to boat, and I like to bicycle, not motorcycle.
There you go. There's a difference there, yes.
And I enjoy doing things with my grandchildren. I've got 4 grandchildren. That's the I guess the most enjoyable part of my life right now is being a grandparent.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I heard that you like to boat. And at the lake, right?
I do.
Yes, yeah. And of course, riding bikes, that's great. And so your whole family is educators, correct?
That's true. My wife is a retired special education teacher from Bedford County. I was a teacher, an assistant principal, a transportation supervisor, and so I've worn a lot of hats in the education business, and my daughter is currently a special education student at New London.
Awesome. And, all of them are inspirational leaders, I know. And you have to really, we were talking about this earlier, you have to have a calling, I think, to be a teacher now, because there's so many obstacles, but yet you also do know deep within you that you are making a difference for these children, and you will impact their lives forever. And when they can learn and grow and just be inspired by such a great leader, this will make a difference for them. And so we just appreciate you so much, and for your whole family.
Well, thank you.
So District 3, let's talk about that. What is District 3? What does it include, and what schools are within that area?
Well, it's a very long, narrow district. It extends from Waterlick Road in the forest area to Leesville Lake on the south side, and it includes students who attend all 3 high schools and middle schools. It includes Huddleston Elementary and New London Elementary, Bedford Elementary, Bedford Primary, and the secondary schools in all 3 districts.
I did not realize
Liberty High School and
yeah.
Liberty Middle as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So very large area. And what are some of the, let's go back for you. What are some of the most significant accomplishments as a representative for the Bedford County school systems for you?
I would say our 2 capital improvement projects, the building of Liberty Middle School and the new addition onto Forest Middle School were both much needed projects. that I'm proud to have been a part of. Of course, there are a lot of other much needed capital improvement projects that we still need to work on. And could I say, before we go on, that I would like to state that any statements or answers to questions today are my own thoughts and opinions and not representative of the Bedford County School Board.
Absolutely. And thank you for that disclosure. And so, what does the role of the school board representative entail? Because I know there's people listening, they want to know, what does the school board do? And what, what does that mean?
Well, the school board members by law really have two basic functions. The first is to hire and evaluate the division superintendent, and the other is to develop policies by which the public schools operate. And a third is to create an annual budget for the school system.
And that's a lot. And of course, you just hired, with Dr. Mark Bergen.
Yes.
And so
very
happy
pleased
to have him.
To have him on board. He's an outstanding individual, and we were lucky to get him.
Absolutely. And so now that, the listeners they know what you do and what this entails, and of course the area, it appears now that there's a lot going on, more issues and more challenges within the school systems, obviously due to COVID and other things. And let's talk about those. Let's address those issues that are so pertinent, and you guys need to make a difference there.
Well, one of the major issues right now is addressing the learning loss that students had due to how we had to operate schools during the 2021 school year. We were not open for in-person 5 days a week for all students, and that made a big difference. So
Sure.
we're having to address that.
So the virtual work for the teachers and then in-person work, that surely is double.
Yes. And current pandemic related problems are also a big issue. We have teachers, staff, and students absent from school due to COVID illness and due to quarantine. And this has created a lot of stress on teachers. Their workload has certainly increased. They are covering classes for absent teachers. They're having to create virtual work for the ill and quarantined students. They are not able to have the planning time to prepare for instruction that they've had in the past. We are voting on a calendar change at the meeting this week to make some planning days for the teachers to address this loss of planning time that they are experiencing now. We've got transportation issues due to the shortage of bus drivers and the way we have to space students on buses. We have more bus runs, and we can't find bus drivers. A lot of our bus drivers have been retired individuals who are, I guess, more at risk for COVID. So we've had a loss of bus drivers because of that. And another issue is that we're seeing in our schools and nationwide is attracting and keeping highly qualified teachers at all levels, but especially in the hard to find areas like special education and certain secondary subject areas like science and math.
And so, and that would be higher wages are needed.
Higher wages are needed to attract and keep teachers so that they can make more money in surrounding or close by school divisions or in other professions.
Right. And so for, our legislators, the representatives who can make a difference here, we've got Senator Steve Newman, obviously, and he makes a difference every day, working hard for our schools. And then we've got Delegate Kathy Byron and Delegate Wendell Walker, Delegate Terry Austin. And, we've got a lot of great leaders here and legislative representatives for our area. And hopefully they are going to be on the front lines trying to get more money allotted for
Hopefully.
our area. And of course, our Board of Supervisors, who absolutely are instrumental with that budget.
Yes, they
and
are.
asking for more, for sure.
Because we do get our funding from the state and from the federal government and from our local tax base. So we do depend on the local Board of Supervisors to appropriate enough money each year to accommodate our school budget.
Absolutely. And it's so needed, more now so than ever. And so it appears, and this is the fun, interesting thing of today's conversation too. Obviously, the whole conversation is good information, but what people may not know, it appears that no one has signed up to run for the election for the District 3. Is that correct?
That is true. No one did.
Okay. And so what happens? I know there's a few write-ins. There's 2, correct? Who are they?
There are 2 campaigning write-in candidates, but anyone who wants to put their name on the ballot on election day is also a
write-in candidate. Yes. I'm actually thinking about it. So what happens in the election if, of course, no one has filed? We know this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can write in, as you say, and we've got 2 that are write-ins and for District 3. It's interesting.
It is.
How often has this happened? Do we know?
I talked with Mrs. Gunter, the registrar for the county, and she said, to her knowledge, it's never happened.
Okay.
It's a very unusual situation, but it's not unique to Bedford County. I was reading in the paper yesterday that Nelson County also has write-in candidates for 2 of their seats, and Franklin County has write-in candidates for 2 of their seats.
This is unprecedented as we keep going on. I mean, practically, at least it doesn't happen very often. And so what do we think? Why do we think that is?
I think a lot of it is due to I guess the polarization of public schools, public education now. Not every segment of the population are in agreement with how we should operate public schools. I personally think that it's very important to have knowledgeable, thoughtful, and diligent members on our school board. And by knowledgeable, I mean people who know about education, have been on our school board now. We have 3 members who are former public educators and one who is a college educator. So I think that those individuals have a good, broad and unique view of how school systems should work. And I think we should continue that. And I hope that the person who takes my seat is also a knowledgeable former educator.
It does make a difference when, they've been there and they know what the teachers need and they understand, and of course know the area too. That counts.
Yes.
Goes a long way too. And certainly there's a lot of issues right now and challenges as we talked about. And so I think people are a little bit apprehensive to step up to, but you know what? There's so many people out there that can make a difference and they want to make a difference. And now is the time to do that. And so we certainly hope that we will get some good candidates out there. And then if you want more information, you can go to the website and certainly find out more. But what do you think is next for you?
Well, as I said earlier, I plan to spend time with my grandchildren and doing maybe some less stressful things than being on the school board in this turbulent time that we're in right now.
Right. You certainly are going into the best time of your life, and just enjoy it and enjoy those grandkids. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. And again, we can't thank you enough for what you have done for our area and for our kids and the school system and for the teachers and Bedford County in general.
Well,
So thank you. And if anyone wants to have their name written in on this, you can do that. You just need to start campaigning on the side and vote and write. People can write in your name for District 3 school board seat.
If I could, in
Sure.
closing, I would like to encourage everyone that can get vaccinated to do so. I think we got the Central Virginia COVID dashboard information yesterday, and only 46% of the residents of Bedford County have been vaccinated. And vaccination and students wearing masks in school are the only way that we're going to be able to keep our schools open in person 5 days a week. We've already had 2 schools that have had to close down for a short period of time this year, and we hope to be able to keep schools open, and that requires some effort on the part of the general population of Bedford County as far as getting vaccinations. And I'd also like to encourage everyone to vote on Election Day and to vote for the candidates that are the most qualified to do the job. And in District 3, that would be Robert Ashwell, a lifelong educator who I've known for over 30 years and worked with closely for 8 years, and know him to be the person who has a unique and broad knowledge base for working in schools.
Wonderful. Safer schools, great candidates. Go out and vote and make a difference this season. We'll look forward to seeing you on our next podcast. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.